Today's video is on the letter I, and you can find one in almost any exit sign. I is a vowel. It makes lots of different sounds. Usually it's I, sometimes it's E. It can even be eh or We're gonna go through all those rules one by one in a super simple fashion, but right now today I just want you to be able to recognize big I, uppercase I, like you see here, and the lowercase I, which just has a little dot on the top. It's a fun one to play around with because you can make that top dot a heart or whatever you want. And you should be able to recognize it in almost every single exit sign. So if you sound this out, it's exit. And again, we're just doing this slowly, and also we're gonna see it a lot because the town we're in is Ithaca. Ithaca. And then here's an example of an I saying its name. We're gonna pretend this S isn't here because it's plural. E makes the I say its name. Time. Okay, so hello doggy. Hello. All right. Oh, come on doggy. Okay, I'm gonna close this. All right, so this is a word you might see a lot too. There's a lot of short I words like is, in, it. This is an example of S making the Z sound instead of the is sound. This is a smoke-free property. Is. Okay, let's see what other I's we can find. They're everywhere. So this is the name of a building, city center in Ithaca. We have an I here and an I here. City. And another city center, Ithaca. Looks like they're renting apartments. Ithaca. Okay, it is raining, so I'm gonna put my rain hat on and let's go find some more I's. Luckily, we don't have people bothering us because it's raining outside. Let's see. Okay, across the street we have City Bike Shop. Can you see that I in city, the top word? Okay. All right, here's the word instructions. Okay, I have something to confess to you guys. I really need to get a new manicure. Look how horrible my manicure is. Okay, but I'm gonna point with this ugly finger, ugly, unmanicured finger, and we're gonna see the I at the beginning of the word instructions. I-N, in. And then this is kind of a weird I here. Whenever you see T-I-O-N, it makes the sound shun. Now, I don't want you to feel that you have to remember any of this. Here's another weird one, E-I-N, receipt. Don't remember any of this right now. The main thing I want you to do is get used to just recognizing big I, uppercase I, and lowercase I. Here's a company, and kindly they have a huge lowercase I. Lowercase I's are so fun to play around with because they have a dot at the top. You can turn that into a heart, or a bird, or a smiley face, or a scary zombie face, whatever you want. So they're just a fun letter. I guess this is Cintas. And it's so big. All right, and then here we have uniform. Just a well-behaving I there. Okay, let's see what else we can find for you in the I department. One way, do not enter. That's a bunch of O's and E's. What else? What else? Oh, here's our nice Fiddlehead Brewing Company. They have a kind of fancy looking I here, which is good to know about. Sometimes when capital I gets fancy, they put a line on the bottom and a line on the top. And what else? Okay, here's another fancy I. I guess it's the same person drawing this. If. So there's actually quite a few two-letter I words here. If, and then we have is. And the reason that's not is, besides the fact that you never heard that word in your life, is just because sometimes at the end of the word, an S can make a Z sound, but not always. And again, do not worry about all these exceptions right now. So important when you're trying to learn something challenging, like reading, that you just go one step at a time. So all we're doing is trying to recognize I's, and there's a bunch of them in this sign. So here we have, what is this? Upper or lowercase? Uppercase, and then we have two tiny lower cases. It's in beautification, There's another one in brigade. Here we have an I that says its name in the word triangle. And the reason for that is tri is actually what we call a prefix. That means 3. And a triangle has 3 angles. Triangle. Also, just be on the alert. I've told you this before. Whenever you see 2 vowels together, things get kind of weird. It's a very classic AI maintained. So instead of ma-it-n to a-n-d, it's maintained. And then what else do we have here? Okay, here's a very well-behaving I. This is the name of the Cathy Tompkins. So we have the kins, kit. That's what makes this not cans or prawns or coons, but kins, that I. And then we have 2 here, beautification. What are those I's, uppercase or lowercase? When you said lowercase, you're right, because these I's have little dots on them. And then we have the word tourism. Can you find the word I in tourism? Yeah, so as you can see, I is actually a pretty well-behaving letter. And you know, you've been doing all this work learning phonics. So I is a really nice letter to start practice reading words, because if you see, haha, no pun intended, if you see a 2-letter word, like if, you actually should be able to sound it out if you know the sounds of all the consonants now, because those 2-letter I words are pretty well behaving. You might also notice that sometimes you'll see I alone, in which case it means I or me. Okay, here's another great. Can you read this? I for F for F, if. And then we have, let's see what other I's we have. Finish, I, 2 lowercase I's, if, big I. Oh, here's a nice I. This is a I and a silent E word, and we're gonna have a whole video on silent E, but just know E makes the vowel say its name. So because of this, if you just read it like a phonics word, it would be Timeh. But because this is a silent E, I says its name, the name of I is I. So it becomes time. We have the AI remaining, finish, I, and there we go. Oh, this is an I in the word bike share. I was just reading about how these electric vehicle bikes, where they drop, yeah, there's an electric bike just reduced tons of carbon emissions. So that's a good thing to keep in mind if you ride a bike a lot or do deliveries. That's a good thing to know. But bikes happen to reduce a lot more carbon, much better than recycling. I'm dining. Okay, I guess you get the hang of it. I mean, I is a bunch simpler than A and E, I would say. Here, you can look extra credit. Can you see the I in district? It says Ithaca City School District. Probably not. That went by too fast. And yeah, I's are everywhere. So let's see if you can find if or in. Look, here's an in. Do you see it? New glow in the dark. I-N. In. Look for in, look for is, look for if, look for it. And if you don't know, oh, and here's a great I alone. It says I am a smoke-free zone. Can you find the I? You know how I feel about smoking. Don't do it, please. Okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, I is pretty simple. Limit, L-I-M-I-T. There we have the word min, short for minute with an I. Loading. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's it, guys. Like, I is, as I said, it's simple. Try to find in, try to find if, try to find it, try to find is. Hey, if you want, you could count how many 2-letter words you find with in or is or it, and just let us know in the comments so we can congratulate you for your efforts. That's kind of a fun game. Maybe one person could do if and one person could do in. Ooh, we found another if. Do you see it? If. And if finding 2-letter words is hard for you, make sure you go back and listen to the other videos. I am coming, because in order to read two-letter words, you need to know which sound each of the consonants usually makes, and you can learn that in the videos that I have put before you. I've made before you. And oh, here's another one that says, spring is when flowers beckon in every corner of your heart. I'm just gonna hold it here on this sign. Can you find where it says is and in on this sign? Is, it's a bit of a funny looking S, it's cursive, and in. So I didn't even realize it today when we were making this video, but this is actually the first time that you are going to be able to read words, I think, because knowing I and then it usually makes it, you can start reading two-letter words like is and in and it, and that very, very common one-letter word, I, which means me. Anyway, thanks for all your efforts, and I hope you have a great day and a lot of fun finding big I, little I, and two-letter words. It, in, is, if, etc., etc., etc. Don't worry about all the weird sounds that I make. We're gonna get to that one step at a time. Just find big I, little I, and all those cool two-letter words. Congratulations on being able to read words. Oh, here's a three-letter word that you can probably read. At the very bottom of this sign, it says INN. Do you know what that word is? In. All right, that's all I got for you today, but I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of my amazingly cool rain coat. Oh wait, I just want to show you one more little weird I you might see a lot. This FRI is short for Friday. Fry. Okay, that's all I got for you today, guys. Have a wonderful day.